I worked at a t-shirt shop first, a little mom and pop outfit, and then I worked at Egghead Software. This was in the early 90s, the late 80s, early 90s, when software retailing was just taking off as a real business, and they were trying to make retail software buying less less scary for people. So they had this nice little cartoon character named Professor Egghead, and they published catalogs, and they published big newspaper ads and everything. And I originally came on board. I originally came on board. I think the reason they hired me is because I could do the hand lettering that they were using for their ads, and but I also drew pictures of the professor, and ultimately I became the artist who did all of the illustrations of Professor Egghead for the catalogs and for all the advertising pieces. So I did that for like 6 years, and then I went to another t-shirt shop, which was Sun Sportswear, a much bigger t-shirt place. And then I went to Sierra Online. See, I have this thing of bouncing back and forth between t-shirts and software. And at Sierra, I worked on a couple of games. There was a game called Shivers, and Shivers 2, and a game called Gabriel Knight, Blood of the Sacred, Blood of the Damned. I worked on that a bit. I did storyboards and concept art and a lot of texturing. I didn't really do 3D work, so I did a lot of the 2D texturing and backgrounds and stuff like that. And Gabriel Knight, they were trying to make a 3D artist out of me, but I had no aptitude for it whatsoever. And ultimately, I moved over to the home division and became the artist on a program called Generations, which was a fairly successful genealogy program. And I did all the artwork for the program. I did all the UI design and the icons and a lot of different kinds of artwork and stuff. At one point I even did a series of little on-screen animations that were put at the beginning of the as a screensaver on the products. And what it was is I would draw something on the screen, and then it would basically what the program would do is it would just follow the steps I did. It would just redraw what I drew on the screen as the screensaver. It's very cool, actually. And I got some really interesting little animations. I did like 20 or 30 of them for the screensaver. Okay, so here's a completely uninteresting story. This picture was taken when I was in my senior year of high school. And this was back when I was cute. And I've been told I look like a hobbit in this picture. But anyway, I was going for more of a... I was supposed to be a leprechaun. I should explain that. This was on St. Patrick's Day. So I had dressed all in green and everything, and I'd gotten the pointed ears from a friend, and I was, going to be a leprechaun all day. Well, as it turns out, I had won a scholarship at an art contest, a local art contest. And the photographer from the local newspaper had come to take my picture that day for the newspaper. So we were, it was me and a couple of other people that won something, so they lined us up and they took our picture, and then she took that picture separately and sent it to me, which was very nice. But the interesting thing was that the picture appeared in the newspaper like 2 weeks later, with absolutely no explanation as to why I had pointed ears. So so it was just, I just looked like some freak that had won an art contest. But anyways,
Nice.
story of my life.